Welcome to the Beefy Pod, the official podcast of Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you some of the best yields in all of DeFi. I'm your host, Jorge, and I'm here with TBC, the man, the myth, the legend, the animal, the creature from down under. He's been waiting inside of his cave, hibernating, and getting ready to come out to see the sunlight because TBC, getting into the first story, you've gotten out of the cave. Jerome Powell was there, and he let the sun rise.
Yes, oh my God, everybody. I hope you're sitting down for this, because
if you haven't seen it, the long-awaited journey to rate cuts has finally happened. That's right, Jerome Powell finally caved. He did it. He caved like that weak-kneed old man he actually is, standing there like a little girl holding on to a bag of eggs, ready to milk the cow. That's right, Jerome Powell finally gave in to the demands of the Western world.
Yeah, so anyway, the Fed apparently decided it's going to create lowering the rates by 25 basis points to like 4% or something. and there you have it. And everyone collectively orgasmed euphorically at the same time. Like, okay, guys, there you go. That's your story.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Hey, thanks for tuning into the Beefy Pod this week. We're bringing you all the hottest news.
TBC, we can't leave the people.
Well, they're not. They're covered in
like that.
Splunk. Because Jerome Powell cut 25 basis points, and now the markets can finally recover after 70 years of misery. I mean, we haven't had a turnaround like this since World War II. Thank you, Jerome Powell. You cunning, sadistic, masochistic, terrible, dominatrix type financial instituted old man. Anyway, whatever. This is exactly how I think I predicted it like a year ago. Okay. But anyway, here we are. Jorge, are your bags pumping or are you just like cool?
Well, my bags are doing pretty well, of course, but I do find it interesting because while, us crypto people were like, yeah, free money is coming. Oh, liquidity is going up. Yes, baby. I can't wait. Because basically all the crypto people have been like gooning their wealth until they were ready to deploy during, I guess, the rate cut. But something that I found interesting was like the broader view that inflation is apparently going back up and unemployment is increasing at the same time. So even though the underlying liquidity is going to benefit crypto by lowering interest rates, and apparently there's going to be 2 more before the year ends, it just seems like the economy is not doing well. And that's the reason why they decided to lower rates despite inflation going up. I mean, and historically, when the Fed cuts rates, it's because the economy's not doing well. So there's also a lot of hesitation. So I'm wondering if that behavior is going to seep into crypto, but just based on how the week went, I guess not. I guess we are going to pump. TBC.
Yeah,
we are going to pump.
Whatever. Like,
not financial advice.
Sure. I mean, I still think long-term speaking, like the goal here is that JP did what he had to do to disrupt the euro-dollar system, and I think he's going to be leaving soon. We're going to get a new Fed chair in here, and we might see the Fed return back to its potential original setup, where we actually have different regional interest rates happening. And I mean, wouldn't that be great? Because then we wouldn't have to worry about what one person says. That's my bold prediction over the course of the next year. So we're going to write that one down and see if I come correct, and then hope to God we don't ever have to talk about the Federal Reserve ever again. Because Jorge, the only thing that I saw pump based off this Fed rate cut was B&B. You got a bag of B&B? Because that shit went to 1,000, baby.
I don't. I need to just make a habit of when BNB gets low.
Just buy it.
Just
I don't understand it.
I don't need to understand it. It's just every bull market it consistently hits an all-time high.
BNB does what
That's
BNB
all I
does.
need to know. I never thought in my wildest dreams BNB would be $1,000. Like, what's going on? Dear viewer, what is going on BNB?
Why not?
Are you Binancing right now? Do you Binance? Is CZ there giving everyone free money? Is CZ buying the supply? Like, what is going on here? I literally have no idea. Every time it pumps, I'm like, why? It's never in the major news cycle. I never hear about it on the crypto shows. It just does well.
Chinese ETFs. That's what I'm thinking.
Like, is it? I don't know, dude. Look, if you're making a lot of money on BNB, congratulations. Can you please invite TBC and I to your boat party?
You did it.
We just want to go on your boat party, wherever it is, off the coast of Dubai.
Everybody, go check your old wallets that you forgot about. Go from 5 years ago. Just go do it because oh my God, you're rich now. You're rich. You're rich. You're rich.
You are rich.
You're rich.
You're rich.
Yeah.
But TBC, before we start gushing over BNB, I have a fun story to tell you about an app that you said on the last episode had a stupid name.
I don't remember that. I take it all. No, I never did. Crazy.
Yes. Okay. So Kalshi versus Polymarket. So for those of you that don't know, Kalshi has overtaken Polymarket's volume in the weekly prediction market between September 11 and September 17, handling over $500 million in trades and $189 million in open interest. That's 62% of the market share, whereas Polymarket is currently holding about 37, which is pretty unprecedented because that's a hell of a lot of volume to suddenly come in basically 6 days. Polymarket is regaining U.S. footing via their QCX acquisition. So we didn't mention this the last episode because of confusion, but they basically bought this company called QCX in order to gain the regulatory foothold in the U.S. market without having to go through the process of getting the paperwork. You know what I mean? It's like this company has the paperwork, so we're just going to buy them so we'll have the paperwork.
Sure.
Does that make sense? Anyways, and they're launching the new earnings and social markets, but Kalshi is now dominating these betting contracts, which is pretty wild. Now, if you guys don't remember, I did say that if there was enough likes on the last video that I would get a kingfisher because TBC was talking mad
oh my God, it's actually
about
happening.
Kalshi, okay? About their name sounding weird or whatever. But you know what?
Oh my God.
For those of you that don't know, I've worked in the beer industry
Look
for
at John
years.
Tafford here.
But I have not. I used to be part of the Chuggers group on Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
Let's hope. And for those of you that don't know, TBC and I normally shoot Saturdays or Sundays at 9 a.m. So it is 9:33 a.m. And I'm doing this for all of you.
Pre-game right here,
baby. I'm doing this for you guys, the fans. So why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe? Okay? Like and subscribe. And maybe, you know what? If we get more likes than the last episode, I will chug a higher alcohol beer from whatever country you decide. I will find a way. Just please don't pick one that's hard to find. Okay? Anyways, it has been a long time since I've done this.
Yeah.
Here we go. Are you ready, TBC?
Oh my. What? What a beast. What? Whoa. That guy is ready for some football today. What?
Woo! My wife is in the other room and she's like, woo! I mean, once a beerman, always a beerman. Also, not bad. Not bad. Kingfisher, basically it's a crushable lager that's a little bit maltier.
There you go.
Kingfisher. So you get a little
Kingfisher,
more flavor.
You want to sponsor this episode, just reach out.
Kingfisher, look,
Do they
I
make
will wear a
those?
Kingfisher t-shirt and chug a beer every episode if you want to sponsor us. I'll do it every episode. Why not? Why blow up my spot? Because we both got hot, Kingfisher. But back to the subject,
Yeah.
TBC.
What?
How do you...
Yeah.
How do you feel about
this? Is
this?
exciting.
Like, what?
No,
do you-
I don't. Of
Did
course,
you see this
me,
coming at all?
obviously not. I'm not like, but like, what are they like? How soon before DraftKings takes over Kalshi for and they just go straight crypto? Like, because if they're gonna start seeing this much volume like instantaneously, it's only a matter of time, right? Before we got our DK tokens airdrops coming. I'm interested. I like seeing people out there gambling, right? It's good for business. It's good for business. And maybe
Right.
maybe we'll get together next week and we'll talk about, you know, which markets are the hottest and where's the best going and who's parlaying on Kalshi. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty inevitable. As far as I know, Kalshi doesn't use any crypto on-ramps. And what makes Polymarket such a unique, unique product is that since it uses crypto, that means there's no KYC, AML, and basically anybody can access it, you know, with ease. So I think that there is an opportunity here for Kalshi. If they really want to eat Polymarket's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they're going to have to also get into the crypto space because that's basically what's keeping Polymarket's market share where it is because they have the crypto market. But I think Kalshi has done a really good job of going after basically everyone else. And the reality is that when it comes to the clientele, you know, crypto is still a very small space. You might not believe it because the president supports it so much and there's a lot going on with the SEC, but we're still like a relatively small market versus the rest of crypto. I mean, the rest of the financial markets and products and services and whatnot. So honestly, I love seeing the competition. So I'm interested to see what Polymarket does to try to get back at Kalshi. You know what I mean? And congratulations to Kalshi. Your name is cool. All right?
No.
Your name is cool.
Anyway, well, Jorge, that Kalshi story was really, really in fuego.
That was the most that's got to be the best transition.
Anyway, here we go. Our next story has to deal with the Coinbase Super app. And if you're not excited about this, I don't know what there is to be excited about anymore. Turns out that Coinbase CEO guy, Brian Armstrong, you know him. He's that gorgeous man. He wants to. Oh, stop it!
You know, if you rub his head and you look at the reflection on it, you can see your future. You just got to rub it a little bit.
That guy's embraced it, man. He's essentially the Stone Cold of crypto, isn't he? Like Stone Cold Brian Armstrong. That doesn't work. Anyway, I'm embarrassed.
He's like a more trustworthy libertarian version of Jeff Bezos. Like, he's just a lot more. Brian Armstrong looks like a guy that I can have a beer with. I feel like Jeff Bezos, if I try to have a beer with him, his conversation might be like, yes, you know, I love Peter Thiel's Blood Boy. I'm thinking about getting my own. It's like the kind of stuff Jeff Bezos probably talks about. I don't. I saw his interview with Lex Friedman though, and I'll give him this. There's a reason why he's got Amazon as big as he did. Even though I don't like the guy, he is an extremely intelligent business person. So shout out to Amazon. And they're business people, I guess, but I still don't like y'all. Anyways, go ahead, tell the story. My bad.
Going after Amazon. Anyway, Brian, if you want to chug a beer with Jorge, make sure you do it this week because next week, if we don't get enough likes, we get to do an intervention. So it's going to be a good time. Anyway.
TBC, you're not supposed to tell people if you're going to have an intervention with me.
I saw It's Always Sunny.
You're not supposed to tell me.
Well, it's a cliffhanger. We'll see. Anyway, Ryan wants to turn Coinbase into a full service crypto app. Full service, Jorge. You know what? Oh,
no,
I'm
full
sorry.
service super app.
Crypto super app. Not just a super app, not just a crypto app. A crypto super app that does full service, which in this space, if it's going full service, could definitely really include some degens. Anyway, he wants to replace banks. There you go. Mm-hmm. He wants to get rid of banks with Coinbase, and he plans to offer credit cards, okay, with 4% Bitcoin rewards. So go into debt, buy your Chipotle burritos with your credit card, and then earn 4% in Sats. So okay, cool. Well, I guess that's cool.
I mean, that.
Sure. But when he says credit cards, I feel like, why can't we have crypto cards instead? Like, can't I just use a lending market to pay for my burrito instead of using a Coinbase bank? Yeah.
I mean, there's already credit cards, if I'm not mistaken, that allow you to pay with crypto. But I see what he's doing here. If you offer these credit cards, there's a lot of no coiners that may be like, this Bitcoin thing keeps going up. I'm going to get one of these cards, so I could get some exposure without putting money in. I mean, 4% is pretty
Where's
decent.
The yield coming
that could
from,
add up
Jorge?
Really quick, especially
all the people that don't pay their debt are buying me Bitcoin. Oh boy. Okay.
That's basically it. Yeah. But I also think the language here is really interesting because super apps are basically all, in many countries around the world, but in particular in Asia. I mean, if you look at WeChat, WeChat is not just an app where you communicate with people. It's also like Amazon, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all kind of rolled into one. So when he's saying a crypto super app, that's basically creating like an all services, all in one place application that allows you to use your crypto for payments and social media and like all this other stuff combined. But what's interesting is that there has never been a lot of success. Like, I think in the American market, people like having multiple apps instead of just one. I don't know. Like, I've never understood why they haven't put everything in one place. It could also be like they're trying to spur competition, and that's why we don't see any super apps in the United States. Maybe the government has broken them up before it could have happened. Like, imagine if you combined Facebook, WhatsApp, Amazon, TikTok, and all into one app. Then there would be no competition. So that might be the reason. I don't know.
I guess I don't understand, because I don't know. It just seems like, why do I want all my apps talking to each other? I'm kind of a chill guy. I don't need my WeChat talking to my TG, talking to my X account and doing my bank transfers across all that. All that's making me feel very sus, Jorge. And if the government's going to spy on me, they need to work a lot harder through 12 dozen apps as opposed to just one super app. Anyway, the point is,
I mean, dude, they know everything about you, TBC. They've gone through your farmers only account.
It's true.
And they know exactly where you live.
It's true.
All the things you're into. But something else notable here is that Armstrong is being criticized because his cards include a 2 to 3% swipe fee. So it's using the inefficiency of the current credit card market. And that might be one of the methods that they are using to fund this 4% Bitcoin yield. So, I mean, it looks like he hasn't gotten all the kinks out yet, but I do think it's a step in the right direction. I mean, I think it's inevitable that crypto is going to be interwoven into like everything that we do, at least for payments. And, probably there's going to be lending and borrowing is going to be like easier to reach, and yield products and whatnot. So I mean, it's a step in the right direction. It's getting people to want to learn more about crypto and get exposure without directly investing.
Yeah,
in
I
it,
mean, I don't know. We're still
which
20
is good.
years off.
I think that's a good thing.
We too many boomers got to go before this. And here's the thing. My question is, Jorge, this kind of, I got to bring this up. And Brian, if you're listening, you need to pay attention here. If you're going to have success in the future, you got to target the youngest demographic out there, the children. Like remember like when cigarette companies used to create like cigarette Barbie and cigarette GI Joe, and they're like, what's your favorite toy smoking? And it got in their heads, right? And you dropped cigarettes off at school playgrounds and stuff, so kids on the playground could smoke and stuff. What are you doing to bring on the children,
right?
So that when they come of age, in 10 to 15 years, they're like, yeah, Coinbase, super crypto app is what I want to do. How are we reaching the children, right? Are we getting into schools? Are we sending out like a Coinbase mascot to do assemblies, right? What are we doing? Are we giving the kids little ledgers with some Bitcoin on it? Come on, Brian. You gotta get the kids, all right? Not this generation of dirtbags that is crypto right now, because we're already old and dejected. You got to bring the children into this. And I think what you want to consider going into next year is changing Basecamp, okay? From being like this kind of like, place where like us dorks go to being an actual summer camp. Base summer camp, right? There's a lake, and you bring the kids in, and there's, they go bear hunting, and they sit around a fire and sing songs and tell scary ghost stories about getting hacked, and fished on Telegram because you accidentally clicked the link. That's what we need to do. And I know Basecamp was kind of is kind of a big deal. But next year we should focus on the children.
Well, are we going to be having like Bluey,
yes,
Kids Australian show, just going like, hey everyone, I'm going to go to the department store and I'm going to buy some chocolate bars using some USDC. And I think I'm going to put my excess savings into Bitcoin.
That's what he needs to do.
Happening?
That's what Coinbase needs to do.
They
need to start targeting the children. And I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how you do it, right? But like, if you're going to be legit, you got to buy like SpongeBob off, man. And you got to just like, wait, do kids like SpongeBob? What do those children like anymore?
Is that like a decent? I'm trying to do the SpongeBob.
Anyway, what's the state of Base at base.org? At Basecamp 2025, Coinbase Layer 2 Base shared some big updates. One, they decided to explore a network token. And holy Christ, Jorge, holy Christ.
That would be big.
If there's a Coinbase Base token, and like they're going to do like an airdrop or something, that'd be amazing. Although I'm sure I won't get anything. And if they do a points thing, just please don't do a points thing. Oh my God, please don't. Anyway, they also announced.
Yeah,
we could get back to that in a second. But they also announced an open source bridge with Solana. What? So you're going to be able to bridge from Solana to Base? This is staggering. Staggering.
Well, I think like when the token makes a ton of sense why they want to explore that. I mean, we have to remember that the initial reason that no token was put onto Base in the first place was because of the administration prior, effectively. Like they just wanted to be able to launch this product, increase revenues while, not pissing off the SEC or the president or whomever was keeping them from having a token. So now they feel more emboldened. I would maybe wonder if, there's already, you could argue that they already have a coin in many ways. It's the Coinbase
true.
stock, you know, like, will the government allow, Coinbase to have the base token as well as, a Coinbase stock? I mean, I'm honestly not sure.
It's a network token. It's completely
but I do think
different than a stock. You know this. So just
it is. It is. No. I get this, but if we're being real, I mean, as far as I know, Base is a very centralized chain. It's not like this is a network token for a more decentralized network. So I mean,
Jorge,
I don't know. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying, like, is this going to be allowed? I don't know. As for the bridge,
1,000. Okay. Who cares? Who cares what the token does? Who cares what kind of conflicts of interest? Who cares if it's a central exchange? Who cares what the government says? BNB 1,000. And if you're Brian, and you're sitting there and you're going, we're doing pretty well, but that CZ guy is doing really well.
He's got to be one of the richest men in the world by now, with BNB.
I mean,
being that high.
I mean,
dude,
he's a good guy, big friend, big fan, big friend of mine. We hang out sometimes, but I'm gonna have to be like, how'd you do that?
Yeah,
1,000. So Brian, if you're paying attention, drop that token quickly. Get it out there.
I mean, some things to note here is Base is effectively the biggest L2 of them all. It has the highest TVL right now, 5 billion versus Arbitrum, which is the next biggest L2 chain, and it's at 3 billion in total value locked. But it looks like Arbitrum is getting slightly more volume at the moment. When you go on L2B in the roll-up section, it's ranked as number 1 with Base at number 2. So I mean, there's still a lot of room to grow. If you create a token, that's an amazing way to get more people in the community. And in the current state of affairs, who knows what the market cap would be? I mean, like CoinMarketCap, right? And keep in mind, Arbitrum is the largest with a token, right? And the market cap is 2.6 billion. I would probably wager that the Base airdrop, I mean, depends on how much gets sold, but I would imagine it'd be the number 1 L2 out there. Who knows? It could be a 5 billion, $10 billion market cap.
If you're gonna do it, once again, you gotta. I think the way to do it is to give those tokens, right, to those DeFi protocols out there, right, and incentivize them to build on your chain and build out from there. And we've seen success with some projects do this. I think recently chains now have maybe been a little bit hesitant to do that, and I think it's hurt a lot of people. So give us the tokens, baby. Give us the tokens. Give it to us, Brian. We'll make you filthy rich. We'll make you CZ rich.
Well, and before we lose track too, the other thing is, I think it's a very smart strategic move for them to create a bridge to Solana, because the language is bridge to Solana, but what it really is a bridge from Solana to
one-way
Base.
Bridge. It's burn that bridge when it's over. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you look at the growth metrics, the amount of users that have moved to Base in such a short amount of time, it's pretty wild. I mean, probably the next fastest growing, or maybe even the fastest growing chain right now has been Hype. Just taking all that volume for people that want to trade perpetual. So, I mean, futures trading and whatnot. So, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity here. I'm curious to see where we go from here.
Yeah.
But TBC, did you hear?
Oh my God, yes.
About your dad,
yes,
Vitalik Buterin, and what he is doing
Oh my God.
in Ethereum.
Yes.
Have you heard about what he is doing in
another
Ethereum?
strange named upgrade. I cannot get into it. Let's go, baby.
Yes. So the Ethereum Fusaka Upgrade is on the way for December 3rd, 2025. It rolls out 12 VIPs focused on scalability, lowering costs, and stronger security. The centerpiece is doubling blob capacity, giving the Layer 2's networks more breathing room. 2 follow-up blob parameter-only forks in December and January will expand the limits further. Ethereum is backing the rollout with public testnets and a $2 million audit program to ensure its transition. So, I mean, really the big takeaway to take from here, ladies and gentlemen and of the world, is that blobs, the binary large objects, are basically like these blocks that can hold a bunch of transactions from the layer 2s and move them easily to the layer 1 to get executed. So effectively what this will do is that it will make the layer 2s run even smoother, even faster, and make the blobs even cheaper. So I mean, basically this is kind of a general upgrade, but it is a welcomed one that will make using Ethereum even better and make it even better to use for Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you some of the best yields in all of DeFi. And that is a fact, my friends. TBC, how do you feel about
blobs
layer 2s running even smoother?
That's what I'm talking about, you know? And wouldn't that be, don't blobs, better blobbages, wouldn't that be great for an L2-like base? Wouldn't that improve base? It would improve base.
It would definitely improve base. Yeah, and I mean, keep in mind, these things are already running really smooth, but I think that this irons out a lot of the layer 2 issues. What I'm curious about is that the plan is to scale Ethereum so that way it could run extremely fast. And I mean, what happens to the layer 2s after that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I really, really don't know.
Let's go.
But TBC, the banks are angry. The banks are pissed off. The banks are having late night phone calls when they're having a bath, wanting to just talk about their feelings with me. And I keep saying, stop calling this number. I'm going to call the police. But Jamie Dimon still wants to call and twirl his hair and talk to me on the phone. He needs to leave me alone. TBC, why is JP Morgan and all the banks pissed off about the Genius Act?
You know, when that was announced, everybody was like, yes, this is the greatest. Well, it's already law, and the push by legacy banks to amend or rewrite it is more about protecting profits than safeguarding consumers. Can you believe that? The Genius Law gets passed, and the bank's like, guys, we need to kind of come in here and, you know, I got a couple notes I think we maybe should take. So articles have been coming out arguing that stablecoins under the Genius Act framework aren't really a threat to consumer banks. They actually foster competition, financial innovation, and better value for users. But once again, that's not exactly what banks like, you know. They kind of like the ability to control everything so that they can make lots of money because, you know, they don't like the fact that technology is changing and that they're old and they serve no purpose and they haven't sold a purpose. They haven't served. Wait, what am I trying to say? They're terrible. All right. Banks suck. And that's the reason we all invented this. And now they're cut out, and stablecoins are providing better yield and they're providing a better future for us all. So they're upset and they want the government to start taking that away from you, Jorge. So,
right. I mean, you know, for me, the thing that I find so interesting about this is like they basically f***ed up. Okay, there was lots of opportunities to make changes to this law, and it just goes to show you how behind the banks are, that they were not able to thoroughly understand the implications of this law before Congress passed it. So they paid these people to, you know, fight for their interests, and they end up losing the battle. I mean, Coinbase is already offering USDC yields that are much more competitive than a bank. I think it's like 4 or 5%. Bitcoin credit cards that offer Bitcoin as a reward. And I think that the banks are just going to need to innovate. If you're really a hardcore capitalist, then you should be wanting to use this opportunity to try to pass on value to the customer and try to make a better product. And that's what I think is so telling, that they got so lazy. Like there was no intention to innovate. This kind of reminds me, even though I don't like you, Elon
You
Musk.
just hate all billionaires.
This reminds me of how the car companies reacted when Tesla was exploding.
Literally.
It's like they were completely unprepared. There was no incentive to innovate in the cars. So I mean, I think this is a good thing. Hopefully, even though I don't like the banks, I'd like to see them innovate. Maybe work with
use
blockchains
Beefy,
to offer
right?
better
That's
yields
what I'm saying.
and better products.
If you're a bank, dude, give me
The
a call.
multi-chain yield
I'll teach you
optimizer.
how to just actually provide your customers with some value and actually not lose money for a change. It is possible. It is possible.
Yeah, man. It is. And I think if I was a bank, I would be looking at the number of people that have wallets globally and think about how you can onboard people on chain. I mean, they have the capital already. Like, why not, like Robinhood basically made a super centralized chain. They're building one at least, or they have released it. I kind of haven't followed that in a little while, but they saw where the competition was going. They saw the success of Base. What's to keep a bank from doing the same thing?
Probably
Like
the government
starting their own
and
layer two.
The fact that they're a gigantic company with billions of lawyers and everybody screwing everything up. So I think the fact that banking is so antiquated and structured actually prevents innovation. We know that, right? We know that. And that's why, General Motors can't keep up with your best friend, Tesla.
My best friend.
What a podcast.
I don't know why the song Gary Come Home starts playing in my head from SpongeBob.
Yes.
Remember that song?
It's just classic.
I don't know why, but I have this image of like Elon Musk as Gary and just being like, come home. Just be a normal guy. Remember when you were normal? Well, you're never normal, but you were more normal.
Yeah. Let's talk about
TBC.
Japan.
It's time to talk about a big central bank out in Japan. The Kawaii girls are starting to make some bad decisions. They went to your crypto conference and they got all your seed phrases. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bank of Japan will slowly unwind its $250 billion portfolio, selling annually 330 billion yen annually, or 620 billion at market prices. For those of you that don't know, that's about 2.2 billion American dollars. Even though this unwind could take over 100 years, the market sold off. This is why after the incredible pumps that we had this week.
It could take 100 years?
Yes, it could take 100 years to sell 2.2 billion a year. And yet the whole market went completely bonkers. And I mean, in crypto, 2.2 billion is like an hour of sell volume. Okay, that is.
Can't Tether just
these
buy
are traditional
this,
assets.
like,
so I mean,
right now they just be like, what? They could just buy it.
Tether could literally buy like 5 of these. Oh, actually, what is it? Isn't there? Wasn't there revenue one quarter 5 billion? I mean, anyways, so I think the market definitely blew this out of proportion.
They didn't convert. That was the problem, right? They didn't see that it was yen, and they just assumed it was dollars, and they said, "Oh my god."
I would hope that's the case, because if not, everyone is dumb. It means all these people that are getting paid way too much to work on Wall Street are dumb.
330 billion. Okay. Oh my god.
I mean, dude, come on. What? So Anyways, if you guys are wondering, TBC and I are still very.
I'm
going to
start buying some Japanese debt at this point. Why not? This is 100 years.
I mean, right now they're only offering a 0.5%.
Yeah, but in 100 years.
So I mean, in my guess, TBC, my guess is that, you know, as if you guys are bored enough and live in a basement like TBC and I, basically the yen has been going down for years, and a lot of that is because the rates are low and they keep issuing so much debt out into the market. But now they're starting to realize that nobody wants to buy the Japanese debt. You know, basically it was the government and the central bank purchasing the debt. So I think what this means is that they're trying to strengthen the yen. So they are trying to sell the assets that they use the yen to buy to purchase back yen, which effectively increases the demand for the yen, you know, and increases the value of the yen. However, the fact that they're doing this over 100 years means that we might not even see anything significant for several years in terms of the yen's value. So if they really wanted to destroy the markets, they could have. They're the largest holder of U.S. Treasuries, and they also are one of the largest holders of private equity, not private equity, but ETFs, global bonds, because the value of the yen just keeps going down. So also the regular folk of Japan purchase a lot of assets in order to preserve their wealth as much as possible. So if anything, this just means long term, maybe Japan is going to finally fix its economic issues at the central bank. We will see.
Japan could use a crypto super app airdrop. Brian. Mm-hmm.
Brian, why aren't you trying to save the world?
You could just you get all the Japanese children, right? Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, TVC, the next episode, if we get enough likes, I will chug a Sapporo.
That's what I'm talking about.
I will chug a Sapporo.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'll do.
And ladies and gentlemen, this knowledge brought to you today by, and will continue to be brought to you by Jorge's desire to drink beer at 9:00 in the morning. So make sure you tune in to see if it actually happens. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification and make sure to check out the Beefy Pod and also check out Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you some of the best yield in all of DeFi. We're heading out and we're here to enjoy this crypto journey with you.
Take care, everybody.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Catch you later, TBC.